The story begins with Becca, who, as you can probably tell, is a ghost. But that's not even the worst part. The real issue? She's stuck inside her house. Every time she tries to leave, something invisible stops her, like an unseen force field. Luckily, she doesn't have to share the place with anyone. Becca's been scaring off every potential buyer for years. That is, until one day, a young guy moves in, without ever touring the house with a real estate agent. His name is Cole. He only saw the listing online, noticed the price had dropped more than a dozen times, thanks to rumors of the place being haunted, and jumped on the deal. Now, Becca finds herself living with someone her own age. At first, her only goal is to scare him off like the rest. But this is the first time someone young has ever walked through that front door, and something about Cole starts to spark her curiosity. While unpacking his clothes, Cole accidentally knocks his shoe against the back of the closet, revealing a hidden door. Behind it, he finds an old, red, leather-bound book. It looks like it's been around for centuries. The cover is ornate, but what's inside is even stranger: photographs. One for every birthday of Becca's life. Through the pages, he watches her grow up, from a little girl to a beautiful teenager. But then, the photos stop, because Becca died when she was 18. The rest of the pages are blank. Suddenly, the book slams shut, hard, and every time Cole tries to open it again, it snaps closed just as violently. Then, without warning, a ring shoots out from the spine of the book and lands on the floor. It falls onto the carpet so it doesn't make a sound. Cole doesn't even notice it. But the next morning, while getting ready to head out, he steps on something hard. Wincing in pain, he looks down and picks up the object. It's a gold ring set with 4 glowing gemstones, each one shimmering even without any direct light. The glow is mesmerizing. Without thinking much of it, Cole slips the ring onto his finger, and the moment he does, he hears a voice right behind him. Spinning around, he sees her, the girl from the photographs, Becca. She's smiling, beaming actually, because he can see her. But Cole, terrified, yanks the ring off and stumbles back. He rushes to the secret book again, flipping through the pages, comparing what he just saw with the images inside. Same girl, same face, same eyes. After a few moments of hesitation, he slides the ring back on. And there she is, still standing there, waiting. Becca begs him not to take it off again. It's been over 100 years since she's been able to talk to anyone. She begins telling her story, trying to calm him down, to help him understand she's not a threat. On her 18th birthday, she went on a tour of the National Museum. That's where she saw the ring. It was part of an exhibit. She didn't mean to do anything wrong. It just sparkled so beautifully. She couldn't help herself. She took it. But the moment she walked out of the museum, she was hit by a car. When she woke up, she was in her house. At first, she thought she was lucky to be alive, but when she tried to step outside, something invisible stopped her. It took her a while to realize. She hadn't survived the accident. She had died, and now she was trapped. By the time she's done talking, what feels like a lifetime later, Cole finally interrupts. He tells her he has homework to do. He needs to focus. He takes off the ring. He's not looking to be friends with a ghost, but Becca isn't about to let him off that easy. She's waited a century for someone to talk to, and once you start, it's impossible to stop. While Cole tries to focus on his homework, Becca won't stop asking questions about the posters of musicians he's taped to the wall. They quickly discover something big. They both love music. Becca grew up in a conservatory and can play just about any instrument. Cole? He's always been drawn to guitars. Now they finally have something to bond over. Becca begs him to play something for her, but he refuses. She keeps pushing, until he snaps and admits he hasn't touched his guitar since his dad passed away. Frustrated, he takes off the ring and locks it in his drawer, trying to ignore Becca for the rest of the day. The next morning, while eating breakfast with his mom, The salt shaker begins to float. Becca's trying to get his attention. Cole panics and does everything he can to keep his mom from noticing. He runs back upstairs, slips the ring back on, and scolds Becca. This is the only house his mom could afford after his dad died. It's their fresh start, and if she finds out the place is haunted, she'll run, and they'll have nowhere to go. Becca promises to behave, but only if Cole swears he won't take the ring off again. They're in this together now, and if he wants to live here, he'll have to live with her too. They make a deal, 1 hour of conversation a day, and in return, Cole tells her everything about the modern world. Becca is stunned by every detail. One afternoon, she realizes her hand can pass through the window. She bolts for the door. To her surprise, she can leave the house as long as she stays near Cole. So they head out. Time to see everything she's missed over the last century. Self-driving cars, music that sounds like aliens made it, fast food, and then Google. She spends hours devouring every piece of history, every photo, every discovery, every trend she missed. By the time night falls, they return home. Before bed, Becca pleads with Cole to take her to school the next day. He's unsure. If people see him talking to thin air, it'll be social suicide. He says no, but Becca tags along anyway. While Cole walks the halls, Lydia, his crush, spots him talking to himself. She stops him. "Are you okay? You look a little crazy." Panicked, with Becca whispering nonstop in his ear, Cole pulls off the ring to silence her. It works. He finally has a normal moment with Lydia. She notices the ring and asks where it's from. Cole shrugs, says he found it in his attic and wears it because it looks cool. But Lydia freezes. That ring. It's familiar. She rushes out of school and heads straight to her parents' antique shop. There, she digs through a book and finds it. The exact same ring. Legend says it was forged by a pharaoh for his wife, so they could remain connected even after death. It's called the Ring of the Cursed Lovers, and it has a twin. The curse warns anyone who separates the rings will die a terrible death, and their soul will be trapped between worlds until the rings are joined again. That's when she realizes. Becca only stole half. The ring is part of a set. The next day, Lydia tells Cole everything. He admits it. He's been haunted ever since he put the ring on. She shows him a listing. The second ring is about to be auctioned. If they reunite the two, the curse will break. Becca will be free. Excited, Cole rushes home to tell her, but when he enters his room, it's been transformed. Becca has turned it into a stage. She wants to hear him sing. Cole doesn't have the heart to tell her the truth, so he picks up his guitar and plays. It becomes a deeply emotional moment. For a second, Cole wonders, does she even want to move on? Maybe. She likes being a ghost. Maybe she's not ready to say goodbye. So he says nothing. That night, he lets it go. Days pass. Lydia texts him, asking if he bought the ring at the auction. Cole forgot completely. It's already been sold. Becca notices his strange behavior and asks what's going on. Feeling guilty, Cole tells her everything. The curse, the twin ring, the chance to be free. At first, she's thrilled. Finally, a way out. A light at the end of a very long tunnel. But then, she realizes he knew this for days, and said nothing. Angry, she confronts him. She's not his imaginary friend to be ignored when he feels like it. She was a real person, with dreams and a life and people she loved. He has no idea what it's like to watch everyone you care about grow old and die while you stay stuck and forgotten. Cole realizes how badly he's hurt her, but it's too late. The auction was anonymous. They don't know who bought the other ring, and worse, he's lost Becca's trust. She tells him to take off the ring. She doesn't want him as her guardian anymore, so Cole leaves it on the school piano. Later that day, Lydia finds it. She came looking for Cole. She hears the piano playing by itself and puts on the ring. With a warm smile, she greets Becca. Turns out this isn't Lydia's first time meeting a ghost. Her family's antique shop has seen plenty of trapped souls. That night, she finds Cole and shares the good news. The auction house holds on to items for 48 hours before shipping. The ring is probably still at the museum. But first, he owes Becca an honest apology. Once that's done, they make a plan. They sneak into the city. Becca uses her ghost powers to open doors without tripping alarms. In the storage room, they find the second ring. It glows, just like the first. Cole turns to Becca. "You ready?" She nods, eyes full of peace, but just before he takes off the ring, she leans in and kisses him. As they kiss, Cole slides the ring off. Becca vanishes. The rings stop glowing. Cole returns to the car where Lydia is waiting. Back home, he opens Becca's photo album, wanting to see her one last time. But something's changed. The blank pages are filled. Photos show Becca graduating from college, falling in love, getting married, starting a family, a cozy home in the countryside, the life she never got to live, now complete. We cut to 1920. Becca stands in the museum, the ring in her hand. A security guard approaches. She smiles, guiltily, and hands it back. This time, when she steps outside, she dodges the car that once killed her, and with a grin, she walks into the rest of her life, because, hey, never steal halfway.